Hello, my name is Raymond Karczewski, and I am a living Christ. I have a most important message to disseminate to you today. The title of which is Raymond Ronald Karczewski, a living Christ. The most dangerous man alive today to the satanic New World Order. Here's a comment made by a government disinformation agent operating on the internet who calls himself Edgar Wolpe with the address of spamtrap at spamcop.com. He wrote, "Welcome to more crusty illusions from the deluded, paranoid, hypocritical world of the most dangerous man in the world. This living Christ is indeed that dangerous man, as the actions of the United States government and its intelligence community have shown him to be, by their dual campaign of sub rosa character assassination, alongside with their public stonewall of silence as to his very existence. This living Christ has been under attack by government, religious, and media sources since he began writing on the internet, beginning in June of 1995, going on 21 years now. The documented evidence of such can be found on my two websites, arkenterprises.com and lisarayenterprises.com, along with the archives of Google and its predecessor, Deja News. Briefly stated, what is the danger posed by this living Christ to the New World Order? You see, I am not a fantasy. I am not a myth. I am not a fiction. I, like Jesus of Nazareth, another Christ who lived some 2,000 years ago, is merely a living, breathing, flesh and blood, sentient, natural man who understands the fiction of satanically, that is, intellectually ruled human societies, and the hell that it has created for all who consent to relinquish their holistic souls in return for the fragmented worship of Satan, the petty god of intellect. A Christ is a simple man of truth, a natural man, one who understands who and what he is, and he does not fall prey to the victimization of legal personages, a dead fictional entity conjured up by satanic legal concepts which rule over the world of civilized man. This is the core of my spiritual message that I share with all of the hell-bound society of long-suffering inhabitants, trying to find a way out of the hell that they have made out of their lives, and not even knowing how they got there in the first place. Well, my signature line to all of my communications has revealed that satanic secret, which has allowed for the mind control of fictional persons via legal dictum. Many have tried to do what I have done in exposing and standing down the satanic spirit of the legal system which has enslaved all through man's law, satanic law. I, this living Christ, follow God's law and its secular label of natural law, for I do no harm. As such, I live in truth. I am truth. I have been guided and protected in my life every step of the way against all of the evil of this fantasy world that we live in, we share. It has no effect on what I do. For you see, I resonate with the non-dualistic energy of truth itself, and no dualistic fantasy, no illusion has power over such non-dualistic truth. Others have tried to do what I have done, and have only been tried, convicted, and incarcerated, and are now doing prison time because they tinkered with the dualistic idea of truth, their conditioned belief in truth, and found it to be lacking. They played by Satan's rules, and they lost. Thousands here in America today, in these United States, occupy prisons because they have not broken their own satanic conditioning and have played by the satanic rules and found that they have not been able to survive it. As you can see, this living Christ is free, unencumbered, with no criminal charges hanging over my head, even though the fictional defendant, bearing the birth certificated name similar to mine, was convicted in 2 separate trials with a threatened sentence of 40 years in prison. For 20 years now I have been speaking of the sovereignty of the living man, and of the fictional slaves which abound. You, each of you, who bear the satanic name of citizens, who've turned a deaf ear to such clarity of solution in liberating oneself from the hell of one's own making. I have exposed the greatest hoax in history, bar none, as no other man preceding me has. Yet it is not considered to be newsworthy by the mainstream media. Just what is that hoax? It is the secret which satanic elitists, who have ruled the world since the first civilization, and have continuously been doing so to this very day, have used to cement their mastery over slave-minded victims of satanic mind control. The evidence on my websites and public archives will show that I have challenged all to investigate thoroughly the claims of this living Christ. And while the U.S. government has secretly been operating sub rosa to destroy this living Christ's reputation, publicly, the satanic powers to be which exist and rule you today will not acknowledge the very existence of this living Christ. Check the mainstream media. See if you see anything regarding this living Christ. If you do, let me know, because I have not found it. You see, dualistic satanic power is impotent when dealing with non-dualistic matters of truth. And the Christ is nothing more than a simple man of truth. He sees truth. He speaks truth. He is truth, and is protected from the slings and arrows of satanic life, as dualistic concepts have no power over non-dualistic truth. That is the Christ consciousness that I speak of. See how that has been ignored in favor of defending your own hellish inculcated intellects, which have made you slaves of the system. Why don't all of you, who suffer the pains of daily hell in your lives, rise up and demand that you hold your satanic government accountable to investigate thoroughly the experiences of this living Christ, and destroy him if they can? That's the challenge I put out for all. All such attempts at character assassination and discrediting of this living Christ have failed, to the point now where the Internet mind controllers have declared this living Christ to be dead. I suggest you check out the Google Usenet groups Alt Consciousness Fourth Way and Alt Fan Art Bell. These two groups are where the government disinformation agents headquarter themselves. See for yourselves how the recent YouTube offerings are purposely being suppressed. Check out the YouTube sites, youtube.com/user/Raymond Karczewski, the R and the K capitalized. See for yourselves how the mainstream and the media, the alternate media, continue to remain behind their satanic stonewall of silence, and will not utter a single word of this Christ's existence. Look at the most recent articles and its videos. Ask yourselves, are they not considered to be newsworthy? That, my enslaved brothers and sisters, is how you have been and are now being primed for certain destruction if you cannot break the spell of satanic mind control. I have given you the solution to the second coming of Christ within you, where you realize that as I am, so are you. And no man, no institution is your master. Let us end slavery today, and let us take our proper positions as Christs, without amnesia. Thank you for your time.